The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Thank God You're Here is back again, 7:30 on Channel 10 and 10 Play. Oh, one of the guests tonight. Thank God he's here right now.
God.
Ross Noble, hello.
Hello, how are you all doing?
We're wonderful, Ross.
Ross? What's happening?
Excellent.
You all right?
I'm very well, thanks.
good.
Yes.
Good.
What madness is happening in that studio? I bet you've got some sort of... Have you got a contraption, or are you about to...
You know what we've done? We've changed the world of snack food forever. Every day I bring in a treat for Harry. That's from the communal treat bowl in the kitchen, and it's usually a small packet of fun-sized crisps. And today I brought Harry something that I thought would be an amazing invention. Ross, I brought him a little packet of burger rings and also a little packet of Cheezos. So, is it Cheezos?
Cheese balls.
Cheese and bacon balls. Cheese and bacon balls. So then we could put the ball in the burger ring and make little cheeseburger ring planet.
Yeah, like Saturn planets.
Oh, beautiful. It's like pigs in blankets for the white trash.
Thank you.
Oh,
So,
yes.
Harry, try one now. Try one now. There we go. And, and Harry,
High on the crunch factor.
it's amazing.
Oh, it's great.
So what happens, Ross, is the burger taste, of course, prominently comes through the burger ring, and then Natalie, what happens
You have a
afterwards?
cheesy
Surprise?
aftertaste.
A cheesy aftertaste.
Which, who doesn't love a cheesy aftertaste,
and
Ross?
that was on your dating profile back in the day, wasn't it, Ross?
Cheesy aftertaste.
You've created a cheeseburger snack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before
Yes.
7 a.m.
I know.
Yeah. And none of it's real food, as we know.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All created from, what is it, wheat powder or something? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, don't ask any questions about what's in it.
Oh, God, no. Absolutely not. Well, you haven't let me down. You haven't
Thank you.
disappointed
Thank you,
me.
Ross.
Thank you.
Hey, Ross, it's always great when you're here live. We always have
Yes.
a bloody good chat. I remember you were writing a whole heap of stuff last time, and I think things might have got picked up along the journey. Are you? I mean, obviously you're still writing heaps of stuff. Have you had any luck?
Are you getting paid is what Sean wants to know.
Still very much confidential, but you never know. We'll see.
Okay.
See.
Okay.
I
You can't
did-
give too much away.
I did enjoy, Ross, your appraisal of the Olympic opening ceremony on Instagram. You gave your opinion on what was happening in front of you.
Yeah,
That was a wild ride, wasn't it?
You know what? I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. I'll take a screenshot of that and I'll pop that on Instagram. And I'm a bit rubbish when it comes to posting stuff. And I went, oh, that's a bit odd. And then I went, oh, hang on. 30 seconds later, that's a bit odd. And then I put that on there. And then it wasn't till I'd been on there for about an hour going, oh, every single thing in this opening ceremony has been the weirdest thing ever. It's like the French just got together and they decided they were like, they had this meeting and they just went, shall we feature stuff that France is known for?
Yes.
And like one of them's gone, no, we will confuse the whole of the world.
Why not?
We will have a man dressed as a Smurf with a load of things wrapped around his downstairs area. Shall we have music? No. We will have a woman on a floating turd with a burning barbecue. See, imagine. That's what we will have. And it just went on and on and on. And it was just like, and then the point that I just thought, oh, this has gone ridiculous. Celine Dion, right? There's Celine Dion, right? And I, you know what? Of all the famous horse-faced singers, she's my favorite.
Singers?
You know what I mean? Like, she's always a winner. You turn up to her shows.
Yes.
Clarence Jugalump, she loves it. And she's there, she's singing away. But I just thought, how did those athletes feel? They're floating along the river and they've seen Celine Dion and they think, oh, the last time she was singing and there was a boat involved, that didn't go well. You know what I mean? And then all the divers, the swimmers and the rowers are thinking, we'll be fine.
Yes.
But, some of them weightlifters, and then obviously her with a horse-like feature. She saw the British dressage team, and she had to go into witness relocation.
Because that British woman wanted to whip her.
I thought she'd stop singing.
Yeah. This guy.
Yes, this is her comeback. This is her big comeback after having some catastrophic throat thing.
Yeah.
But also, can I just point out something? This is the second time that we have brought up something that is Titanic related, and this came from Ross.
yeah.
This is what we spoke about the Titanic a little bit earlier on today, and now you bring up Celine Dion and reference the Titanic. It's in the world. Titanic's very important to all of us.
It's almost like it's the biggest movie of all time.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is.
But yet, how much?
Never bring up Avatar.
But how much do people talk about it daily? And we talked about it this morning, and randomly you brought it
Turns
up.
out the Titanic is our Roman Empire.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, it's because it's not just a historical maritime tragedy. It is also a lovely love story, and there's not enough of that. When they do, you know, the Hindenburg, that should be, you know?
Yeah. Can I just say, and remember this, right?
Yes.
Remember back in the day when the Titanic first came out, right? The world was fat-shaming Kate Winslet for playing Rose. Now, if you do yourself a favour, right, today, go and Google pictures of her when she was in there, and they were fat-shaming her. She is not fat at all.
I thought she looked
crazy.
She looked beautiful.
Yeah, no, that was the whole story was, and she had to come out and do interviews about how she was cast as the larger woman against. And you got to remember, Leonardo DiCaprio was like a broomstick back then, so anyone was fat next to him. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, but it was a different. Back then his girlfriends were age appropriate.
Through the day.
None of them ever aged past 25. Hey, Ross,
the thing is though, is that, like, you know, you got to hand it to James Cameron, because it was one of those. You got to remember when that film came out, Kate Moss was at our absolute height, and it was that thing. It was that kind of skinny chic and everything. And we did have we had a completely different sort of approach to what, you know. You're right. It was one of those things where everyone had to be super skinny and it was unhealthy.
Back then, it was like healthy women, yuck. It's like, are you serious?
Yeah, exactly. And Kate Winslet, absolutely beautiful, lovely, absolutely lovely. And it's one of them things where, like, they'll go, oh, yeah, we've moved on, and now we're all a bit more enlightened. But I have to say, I'm just saying, and James Cameron is one of my heroes. I absolutely love James Cameron. But all I'm saying is, where are the fat Na'vi in Avatar? Look at them.
It's a great question. Well, there's no KFC on that planet. That's obviously
exactly. Like, you think there's just, I mean, maybe that's what, you know, he's doing 5 of them. Like, now they're all athletic, they're warriors, they're super skinny. Maybe in the 5th one, they defeat
blow
the
out.
humans, they get all the rubbish food, and it's just a
They get Uber Eats.
He's just sat in a chair. He's just sat in a chair, scratching his blue arm. I remember.
And then it looks like the guy from the Olympics opening ceremony.
But think about it as well. The Na'vi, of course, on that planet, they're all vegetarians, aren't they? They all do one with the plants, and I don't know if they. Oh no, they kill animals. They eat farm to table.
Yeah.
Like
paddock to plate, Nath.
Paddock to plate. They eat that way, so they're not doing too bad.
I wasn't sure about the underwater people this time in. You know, the Avatar show.
If you love seafood, that's the place. That's the tribe you want to live with.
Fair call.
But then the other problem I've got with the Na'vi, and
I've been waiting to say it.
I'm a fantasy racist. That's what I am.
Yeah, okay.
Here's my problem with the Na'vi. No, my problem with the Na'vi, right, is they've got the long ponytail there.
Yes.
When they bond with their partner, and then that intertwines and they're together. And it's this beautiful moment of this sensual thing. And then 2 minutes later, they're plugging into them big flying bird things.
Yeah. So it's like they're doing it with the birds.
And they're connecting with them. And I think, what are you doing? It's like fondling a pigeon.
No, it's like having to get into your car and turn it on with your penis.
Okay.
You know what? I wasn't going to go there. I thought fondle a pigeon would be better. But it's good to know if you're sure.
There's
and it's
the line.
Good to know that you can properly cross the line.
Of course you can.
We love your work, Ross. Thank God you're here tonight. And obviously, you doing any sort of improv is a wild ride. So we can't wait to see it 7:30 on Channel 10.
And 10 play, don't forget the 10
10 play. We would never forget 10 play.
We're young, that's why we watch it.
One final question, right? Just one final question before I go, right? On the Na'vi, right?
Yes.
It's like about time this came up in an interview.
Okay.
He's sat there in his chair, big fat Na'vi. He's eating the burger ring cheeseburger thing that you've created, right? He's choking on it, right? He's choking on it. How do you know? he's already blue.
Such a good point, Ross.
That's a really good point.
What a great way to
my
finish
God.
this interview.
And I do know there's probably more things about the Na'vi,
Yes.
but we'll get that off your chest the next time.
To be fair,
Well, you
more
know what?
questions
I'm
than
gonna
answers.
be, I haven't put the tickets on sale yet, but I'm coming back there start of next year.
Okay.
So get all your Navi questions
All right.
down, and I'll come in and let's do a Navi special.
Yeah, let's
We'll
break
do
it
a
down. We'll
Na'vi
break it
segment.
down.
And everyone listening right now, if you've ever had thoughts related to the Na'vi
Yes.
on Avatar, we've got a while now to get your homework done, and then
questions.
we'll open up the phones.
We'll
Yeah.
see you. We'll see you when you're here, Ross. Can't wait.
All right, always a pleasure. Take care.
Sarah,
This is Na'vi 937.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
We were blessed with a visit from a guy called Alexi,
Yeah.
who is from Luzia, the Cirque du Soleil show that's happening at Claremont Showground under the big top as we speak. You can get tickets from cirquedusoleil.com. Hurry up, though, because it ends on September 1st.
Now, as you understand, the human body should only bend one way, and he's a contortionist.
Yes.
Amazing.
One that would sicken a lot of people
Well,
from
we
what
talk
he
about
can
that.
do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we decided to do a little bit of a prank on T, who of course has started here at work. Told her we got her a present. We put him
was
in a
in a
box.
box.
We didn't have time to wrap it because we thought it would be so uncomfortable in there for him. We whacked a bow in there, and then she opened up to find him in the box. Now, the thing that you want to see in this video is the way he gets himself into the box. Think about how you would get into a box.
Yeah.
He
I
doesn't
would
do it
curl
that
into a ball.
He does not do it that way. It is crazy the way he
Oh,
films
my
up.
God.
So go to Nathan Nat and Sean Instagram right now. You can check that video out.
Yeah, but then we had a chat to Alexi. Let's have a listen.
Yes, I'm a contortionist and I'm been with Luzia for 8 years.
Amazing.
Okay.
We started in 2016 and I'm since the very beginning.
So you've been a contortionist since you were how old?
I'm doing contortion since I was 4 and now I'm 29.
Alexi, so this is the deal because you now are owned by Talisa.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's just good for Talisa to get the instructions
Yeah,
on what she needs to do. The first contortion she's received.
Yeah.
Did you learn this? Can you learn it, or is it a born thing? You have to be born like it.
So it's important thing that we need to highlight. Instruction for contortionists. I love cookies and ice creams. So it's the most important thing for me. I love it. And I need to train. I need to train a lot. And it takes me 3, 4, 5 hours a day for training.
Yeah.
So, and when we're having a show, we have from 8 to 11 shows per week. Sometimes we have 9 shows.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have 10
Will she
shows
have
per
to
week.
drive you to the show?
Yeah.
Of course, I forgive. Well, she's responsible for me right now. Well, no choice.
Alexi, what was the attraction to being a contortionist for you?
When I was a kid, I asked my parents to take me to a circus show.
Yeah.
I saw a commercial of it. And they took me to a show. I fell in love with what I saw.
Yeah.
And I asked my mom to take me to circus studio. And at that time, it didn't matter what discipline I would do. It could be anything. Could be contortion, could be juggling, could be aerial, anything. And when I came to the studio, my coach tested me. He showed me different disciplines, different moves. And then he was talking to me and to my parents, and he said, well, comparing to other kids, you're more or less flexible. Let's try to develop this discipline. But at that time, I couldn't do anything crazy. I couldn't do anything extreme. And we started working on that, and he was integrating other disciplines into my base, into my routine.
Yeah.
My main routine is contortion, developing flexibility and showing it to people.
Yes.
But besides that, I was doing elements of rhythmic gymnastic, elements of ballet dance, modern dance, aesthetic gymnastic. I was practicing a bit of wushu, Chinese martial art.
Yeah. So you could have been an acrobat kind of thing as well? Yeah.
And all this together is what you can see on stage right now.
Amazing.
But of course, it doesn't mean that I'm super good at all those disciplines.
Yes.
The main goal was to pick the best parts that fits my acts, fit my routine, and integrate it into it.
Is there any part of your body that could be itchy that you cannot scratch yourself?
No.
I mean, that is quite handy. I mean, it's amazing. I know people that have been to see the show already, and some of them say that they can't watch you. Like, they literally have to look away because your flexibility and the positions you get into are so unnatural.
Well,
So you're terrifying
Well, we
people.
did see that though. Now, when you were
Yeah.
warming up to get in the box today,
Yes.
so he was warming up. He was doing this back bend thing where, honestly, it was like he was a side table.
Yes.
You could have put a vase on his stomach. That was
Yeah.
so. Yeah, it's quite confronting to see.
I have my personal record in Lucia.
Yes.
When we started working, as I said, 8 years ago,
Yes.
my boss, artistic director, she was coming up to me and she was saying, Alexi, +1. I was like, +1? What does it mean? I didn't mind.
Yeah.
And she kept on coming up to me and kept saying, Alexi, +1 again, +1. And I decided to ask her what it means. And she said that when I come and see you and tell you +1, it means someone passed out watching your act or didn't feel good and they had to leave the tent. I didn't believe her. I was like, no, it cannot be true. And then later on, other people were coming up to me and saying the same thing.
Yes.
People working at the tent, security guys, they were saying, Alex, you know, someone left the tent because of you. They couldn't stand you. They couldn't watch your
they could
contortion.
watch.
And I started counting. And by now, my, let's say, body count, 65.
My body.
Yes. And I already had
so
3
impressive.
cases in Perth.
Yes.
Yeah.
3
That's
cases in
amazing.
Perth. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mate, imagine that. That's a lot of power for your body to have.
Oh
isn't
my
it?
god!
Yeah.
Alexia, how does your ability to be a contortionist and to contort your body how does that help you in everyday life? Let's take work away from it because you do this as a job. But does it help you do anything that others would find difficult? Or
To be honest, I don't realize anything.
Okay.
For me, it's absolutely normal because I'm doing this since I was a
Yes.
kid.
yes,
But people are noticing and people saying, well, it's so easy for you to do your shoes, to do whatever.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, is it?
If you lock yourself out, you could get in through the cat door.
Yeah, for sure.
Never try it though.
but even you would probably never even really want a business class flight because economy
wouldn't need it.
would be like an
Well,
apartment
I
for
would
you.
love to have business.
But you could go
in the back of the seat pocket.
No, you could go in the overhead hanger.
Yeah, well, it's pretty comfortable, even though I don't realize it. But
Yes.
when people are noticing it, like, oh, Lex, you're doing your shoes, and I'm lifting a leg up
Yeah.
and doing it like this.
How long can you do this for? Because you said you're 29 now. Like, what's the age limit on a contortionist?
It depends. It depends how you treat your body, how you
Yeah.
take care of yourself, and well, it depends up until what moment you want to
Yes.
continue performing. And if you take a look at yogis, professional yogis,
Yes.
Oh,
those
yeah,
guys
yeah.
who are practicing this
Yeah.
and make this their lifestyle, they're doing it until they're 90,
sky's the
80.
limit.
No limit.
How many different countries have you been to? Being in because it's a skill that you've learnt and developed over time. But now you've been able to travel the world. So have you been everywhere?
Not everywhere, but I think more than 13 countries.
Yeah.
Only with Lucia.
That's not
Yeah,
bad for a
it's
body count of only 65.
And counting, Nathan.
And counting.
Yeah, so my goal is 100, and when I hit 100, I will throw a party for Lucia.
That's right.
Now it's official.
All right. Well, so if you do go to the show here in Perth
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
do pass out, just know you're adding to
Oh,
the
it's
tally.
amazing. Thank you so much. What you can do is absolutely
It is
amazing. It's like
amazing.
a superpower. Well done, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a
Everybody
pleasure.
go and see Lucia. It's
Oh,
on at
you've
Claremont
gotta see
Showgrounds
this.
under the big top. It is massive. Tickets from CirqueDuSoleil.com.
And check our socials to
Yes.
see Talisa getting her very first human male in the mail.
Thanks, Alexi.
Thank you.
buddy.
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
What If's Uniquely Aussie Award winners are out now. You can check out the best of the best experiences that make Australia special. Visit whatif.com. What if it's Aussie for travel? We know that.
So,
But
all
some
the-
amazing.
All the winners are out, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're like scanning and we think, wait, WA didn't actually win
No.
anything. So then we went, wait, what were we nominated for? So we go
Yes.
to the
So
nomination.
these are the finalists in WA.
So, and can I just plead the fifth here? Finger bun. What is that exactly?
That's your sweet bun with the icing on top.
Yeah, so like a pink ice. I mean, it doesn't always have to be
icing.
pink. You know,
That's
there
why.
was
That's
in
why
there.
they're not my world. I don't like icing.
Well, that's Tass's Bakery, which everyone goes to down south. I have
In
a real
Dunsborough.
problem when I go down there in Dunsborough in their summer because all the people from Perth line up in like
You know
straight
you're one of
lines. No, but I know how to line up.
Because he
how do you
refuses
line
to
up?
line up.
Because you know how people there's an area like at a bar when you go to get a beer, people just go in and fill a hole, right? Wherever the barmaid is, you don't just line up in 2 lines when there's 20
But they
people
don't know
across
the
their
fill.
serving.
They don't know the fill a hole rule. A fill a hole is not like a normal thing. Like it's line up world.
At a bar, you don't line up. You go
No, you
and
don't.
just go
But,
to the
but it's
thing,
not
get
a bar. It's a sausage roll place.
Speaking of bars, the
No,
best
so
hotel
frustrating.
bar. Get a load of this. The Cordial Bar at the Premier Mill Hotel in Katanning. That's
Everything's
that
happening.
fancy joint in Katanning.
Oh, okay,
We spoke-
best-
We spoke to the owner?
Yes.
Hey, best surf club, Mullaloo Surf Life Saving Club.
Okay. Best lookout point, Kalbarri Skywalk.
Oh, yeah.
That is
That's-
amazing.
You went there and Megan was too scared
Oh,
to
she
walk
was
in it.
freaking out. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
But the one that caught our eye,
Oh my gosh,
obviously.
it caught our eye for a particular reason. Yeah, I wonder what that is. Best
Yes.
sausage roll.
There's a category.
So nationally, the best sausage roll was won by Kenilworth Bakery in Queensland.
I mean,
No.
sure.
Too far to
the
go.
WA finalist was Emu Lane, once again in Katanning.
Wow.
Katanning.
Katanning, a
Seems to be the place to
hotbed
be.
of great what-if spots.
Well, guess what? We have one flown in by Airwolf.
That's right.
I've chosen to go with a burnt end. Not a burnt end, but an end.
I've got
I
an
like
end, but it's a
Just
moist.
got a slice
I've got
in
a
the middle.
moist end.
You got a moist end?
Yeah,
Oh, I want a moist end.
I'll be the judge of that.
All right, let's have a go.
Yeah.
we're going in.
No, it's a good sausage roll.
Good sausage roll.
Yeah.
Pretty tasty because you don't need sauce.
It's not greasy.
It's not greasy. It's got carrot in it, which gives it that sweetness and moistness.
I don't mind that. I think
a
it's
good pastry.
And we have to say,
They've gone heavy on the sesame seeds, not just on the top, but on the bottom
we
as
do
well.
have a history of sausage rolls. As you know, the Kalgoorlie sausage roll is the best thing anyone will ever taste in the world.
We were at the Royal Show a couple of years ago. We were judges on the sausage rolls.
I remember the guy there. And the guy there
Totally different.
said that they judge, right?
Yes.
They judge over appearance, over taste.
And so it was equally weighted, appearance and
And I
taste.
was like,
No,
so I was
taste
like,
is
so wait there. I
everything.
said, so one looks like it's hit a wall but tastes amazing, and one looks like it's beautifully made and it tastes terrible. They
Yeah, where you going?
can't be
Yeah,
the same
they're
score.
not
Yeah, that's
equal.
not right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not right.
This is a good sausage
is
roll.
a good sausage
Yeah, good
roll.
sausage roll.
If everyone is down
Well done,
at
Emu
Emu
Lane.
Lane. I do want to say my favourite business name is from South Australia. Their best sausage roll came from this place, the Banana Boogie Bakery.
Banana boogie. Love it.
That's a challenge, isn't it? In a marketing sense.
Hey, you know what? I'll go safe to say it's Emu Lane and Katanning. Send us up a whole bloody esky of these things.
Or we could go there and stay at the Premier Mill Inn.
Well,
and then
Have a couple of jars at the bar
at
now.
the cordial bar. Eh? It's writing itself. Nathan just shoved the rest of the sausage roll in his face.
Oh, it's good.
It's like pastry
That's right.
dripping from everywhere.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
think about it, right? Your local council, usually the first thing you think is boo.
Well, they
100%.
say no to everything.
They
Then
say
you've got
no
to
to
appeal
everything.
it, and everyone complains. And
And then sometimes they come out and they say yes to something, and I'm like, how did they say yes to that?
Trampoline!
Trampolines.
I love a trampoline.
We're going to go and head over to Scarborough. That's Marion right now. She's a mum. She's on the trampoline.
Jumping
and
up
the
and down.
trampoline is outside on her verge.
Yeah.
So
okay.
She's having the best
property.
time.
to be clear, not in her front yard, on the
footpath,
council own
verge.
verge.
On the verge. And that trampoline was put there for the enjoyment of the community. And she said that it was back to the days of yore when councils wouldn't worry if someone injured themselves on
No.
something. There was no real interest in public liability. So back in our days, you could have anything out on the verge and
Yeah.
100%.
it'd be there for
It's
20
fair
Yeah,
game.
lots
It's
of
fair game
swings
too.
in
Anybody can
trees
use it.
and
Now we're
tree
looking at
houses.
everything through the possible eyes of a lawsuit. So anyway, someone had been driving around and announced and informed the local council of verge trampolines. So this is
Well,
someone
that
that
sounds
had
like a real fun person.
a real issue with verge trampolines.
Like,
So
if that's what you're
It's
doing
so
with your
terrible.
life.
so
come
that
on.
probably helped her case, in which she said the community loved this. The amount of people that we have come over and have a trampoline. One woman hasn't got room for one in her house.
Yes.
So she brings the kids around to bounce on the
To
trampoline.
the street
there.
trampoline.
They meet each other. They talk to each other. There's a bit of a social
Yes,
hub.
it's a
Yes,
community
cool.
thing.
So I thought, okay, as I'm reading this story, this has been shut down and they're going to get rid of the
Because
trampoline.
we hear stories like this being shut down all the time. People being told you've got to take that swing down from
Yeah.
that tree
No.
because somebody might get hurt
All
on
the
it.
time.
No. The council said, yeah, no worries. You
Go
can keep
for
the trampoline. Now, that is so
City of Stirling.
surprising. Yeah,
It's amazing.
this is so surprising to me because I thought out of all things for liability, a trampoline.
This one's got a net
Well,
around
yeah.
it.
But are they... Okay, so my question is...
Yeah.
Can you
The
hurt yourself?
trampolines back in the day...
Yes.
Where we would have...
Oh, you break everything.
skins pinched and...
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
And heads bashed against bars.
Yeah, and you're falling
Has
onto the ground.
Every danger been eliminated.
Pretty much. So think about the springs that used to get us all the time. There's a mat that goes around those
Yeah,
springs,
yeah.
so you can be safe there. And certainly with the netting up there, like if
can't fall
I
off.
was in there, which I was in there a few years ago with my boys, like smashing each other in there, like rock and roll wrestling.
Yes.
None of us. You
Okay.
can't go through the netting.
Can you have such a powerful double bounce? We know some people are bloody good double bouncers. Can you have such a powerful double bounce you could shoot your little brother over the net?
Oh, not over the
No.
net.
No.
No.
Your only
Really?
risk is the collision. Would be a collision between two
Yeah.
people on it at the same time, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
My
or
thing
perhaps
is-
spinal if you landed on
I
your
am
head.
really happy for this community. I think it's fantastic that trampoline's there. But my question is, it's all fine when it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then suddenly 2 kids that don't know know each other,
Yes.
smash each other's heads together. Parents are going at each other. Then they go, wait, there's trampolines here. It never would happen. There's trampolines here. Let's go the council and let's go the person.
I know those people
because we
exist,
live in
mate.
that world.
I know, but those people who do that need to
ruin
F
it-
off.
ruin it
because they
for
ruin it for
everyone.
everyone.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
do, Sean. We're in a litigious society.
Yeah.
That's the main difference from us now to us when we were growing up.
Yeah.
There's
Totally
nothing.
get it.
You could like slap someone else's child across the
Yeah.
face and not even give a reason. Your parents
Oh.
go, yeah, they deserved it.
And people fell over all the time and didn't
Literally.
sue anyone.
Literally.
You
No,
just
of
fall
course they
over.
did.
and
You
slip
could
on
fall
something and
over
go,
in Woolworths and have
Yeah.
have a milk fridge fall on top
Yeah.
of you, and they would
And
lift
you
it and
go-
said, get out, mate, you got to pay for that milk.
Yeah, and you go, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm lying under your fridge. I'm really
Now-
sorry.
It's
But anyway,
so good.
I think it's great. I
Yeah.
think it's
Yep,
great.
yep. City of Stirling, good on you, mate. You're fighting
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I mean, it might
Trampolines
cost you millions,
rule.
but
Trampoline.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.